Hello and welcome back to the Paper Soprano podcast. I am your host and my name is Heidi. And it is the first day of 2021, y'all. So, yeah, what are you doing? How you doing? Did you have some adult beverages last night and you were struggling a little bit today? Or are you like trying your best right now with all your New Year's resolutions? Yeah, today for me has been a little bit rough. I would like to remind you that things in life, you might be making progress on things, but it's not like a steady uphill climb. And there were a couple of things today that happened that made me upset, and things come in waves. So, yeah, it's been an interesting day. Things are happening, and I think specifically just a couple people like reached out to me, and I also went to Port Jeff and saw a couple places that literally, I'm not kidding, it was like a movie. Like, I saw these places and I haven't been there in a long time, and the last time that I was there, I was with, specific people, and it was just like straight up, like, seeing it was very surreal and very strange, and I was like, oh god. Like, I don't want to say like triggered, but kind of in a way. Like, I was just very off put by that. And the good thing about today was, though, a couple things. Obviously, not everything was bad. Started off really strong, started off super strong. I made a friggin' to-do list right here. We've got it. We've got the to-do list. It's right here. And TBH crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. Went out, got some Starbucks with a gift card that I got for Christmas, which I very much appreciate. Thank you so much. And then I went to the post office because I was going to mail something today, but then I ended up not because, post offices are closed on New Year's Day, and I'm an idiot. So I just put a couple letters in the box, and I'll do the rest tomorrow. And then I went over to Stony Brook because I had to print something. You know how you gotta just print something at your office. And then I went to Whole Foods, crushed it at Whole Foods, absolutely annihilated it at Whole Foods. And if you know me, you know that I never really go to Whole Foods. I'm very cheap. And I don't know, it's just so expensive at Whole Foods. Oh my god, and I spent like $100 on groceries for the next couple of weeks. But, sometimes you gotta treat yourself, and you gotta buy some nice foods. Although I will say I was very appalled at the olive oil selection. Okay? If this doesn't interest you, you can just get over it, because I am appalled by the price of olive oil. What the heck, dude? Like, why was there was 30 different varieties of olive oil at Whole Foods, of course. But oh my god, I couldn't find one bottle of olive oil that was under $10 at Whole Foods. And I'm like, I'm sorry, when did olive oil become the next form of currency in which I needed to invest Bitcoin in? Why is this so expensive? It's olive oil. What the? I don't know. Maybe they're putting some special stuff in there, but I don't think so, girl. So anyway, went to Whole Foods, had a grand old time. I love me a good grocery shop. And yeah, you know me. I actually got a call from my friend Kat, who she actually lives around the corner, but we don't hang out nearly as much as we should, obviously because of COVID and whatever. But oh, we got a little notification here. But anyway, yeah, so we went to get we were gonna go get tacos, and like at this place that we had gone before, and we ended up actually eating outside. It's like 40 degrees out, and I made the wrong choice. I did not dress for eating outside because I'm an idiot. And it wasn't so bad, but like it was a little bit chilly out there, but nothing too crazy. So we ate outside today, and then we actually took a little walk around Port Jefferson, if you know the area. Very cool place. I like that little town very much. And went into a nice wine store, bought myself a nice bottle of wine. It's sitting over there beckoning for me. I will definitely be answering the call soon. But yeah, and then we came back here, and it was 4:30 and it was dark. And people are messaging me out of the blue, and it's like, oh. And it's just like, I don't know. It can be very trying sometimes when you don't expect things and whatever, they happen, and you're like, okay, great, now I have to deal with this. And it's like, great. And I know this is very like cryptic, and I'm just not going into it, okay? Like, there's no reason for me to talk about this on the podcast other than the fact that this is really all that I've encountered today. So maybe let's talk about what I'm going to do next. I have been meaning to say that I've gotten a lot of really great responses from everybody on Instagram on that poll that I put up about wanting to be a guest on the podcast. So buckle up, you guys. We've got a bunch of guests coming up in the month of January. It's going to be great. We have no idea what we're going to talk about yet, but that is the point. So that'll be fun. Oh my God. I had a very surreal experience today that I actually spoke real words to a perfect stranger today. And it was a very small interaction. It was my neighbor, my next door neighbor. And he was just out when I came out the door, and he was like, oh, hey, how are you? And I was like, good, He's like, Happy New Year. And I was like, yeah, we made it. And he was like, haha, yep. And I was like, yep. And literally that was it. But I cannot remember the last time that I spoke to a perfect stranger. Think about it. Really think about it. Pinpoint the last time that you spoke to a perfect stranger and was like, ha ha ha, yep, lighthearted, Oh my God, so sorry. I literally breathed in my own spit. But seriously, I feel so many times, especially when you're in the store or you're anywhere where you're on the subway or you're walking on the sidewalk or anything, people just don't even make eye contact anymore. There is no interaction, and having that kind of little colloquial interaction on the first of the new year was really quite promising. So I really enjoyed that, and it sounds like nothing, but honestly, it was kind of everything. And what else? Oh yeah, tomorrow we've got a good old recording session gonna happen at the church that I work for. So it's gonna be great. We're gonna have a nice little sesh, and it's been a couple weeks since I've sung with other people, usually if you're a musician, Christmas is usually a really big time for performing. And I just, we just recorded that one thing before Christmas even happened. And then all of Christmas and whatever, and the week following Christmas, there was no mass. It was advised by the bishop or the pope or something that the Lutheran churches should all watch this same service. So there wasn't even any service the following week. But now we're back at it with the regular regular scheduled recording. So I'm excited to sing tomorrow. I've got to learn this. I've got the music here. That's what I printed out when I went to campus today. Yeah, should be good, you guys. Should be good. TBH, I'm a little bit overwhelmed because when you leave your apartment, when you go leave your apartment for a trip or you're going on vacation or something, and you clean it all up so it's really nice when you get back. I feel like, not what's the point, but it's just gonna get so messed up when I get back here anyway. Literally, I've stepped into my apartment and I was like, wow, okay, I'm back a couple days ago. And I was like, yay, oh my god, it's so clean in here. And then I had to bring all the stuff in that I had. And now here I am and I'm living in it, and it's I saw a meme the other day that perfectly exemplifies this. It's do you ever clean your house every day just so you can clean your house every day? Yes. Oh god. It is just so frustrating. And I've got this big empty wall in my apartment right now because we had to take down some pictures. Okay, we took down some pictures and the empty space is staring at me. So we need to fill it up with something. I'm open to suggestions. I kind of want to do one of those macrame things. I got a little kit that, you can braid those pieces of rope and make those little macrame wall art things. But honestly, I'm a little bit nervous because it seems like a lot of work. And I don't really know how good I'm going to be at it and if it's going to turn out good or not. So I think I might put that up, but I'm also I don't know. I don't want to hang anything heavy. I don't want to hang anything crazy. I'm just so torn. I literally have this big giant wall, probably I don't know, 10, 15, 20 feet. I have no depth perception, but it's a big wall, okay? There's a lot of space, and I might even put some more lights in here. I've only got 2 windows in this place, or 3 if you include the bathroom window. But maybe I'll put some more lights. I don't know. I really don't know. If you have any suggestions about good decorations for small apartments, and I have beige walls. They're not white, they're beige. Just let me know. Hit me up in the comments, you guys. Help me decorate my apartment because I've got nothing inspiring going on right now. Maybe I should get a Pinterest. Maybe I should just resurrect Pinterest and look up some ideas. Oh my goodness. Oh, I knew what I wanted to talk to you guys about this book that I got for Christmas. It's really interesting. I'm opening it up right now, so maybe you can hear it. But it's basically so it's a Beatles song book, but it's not it's not music score. It's basically just the stories behind each track. And if you know me, you know that I love the Beatles. They are on another level for me, and if somebody asks me what's my favorite band, I think you should just assume that I'm pretty much going to put the Beatles, on another level, another higher pedestal. It's not fair for me to compare the other bands that I like to the Beatles. So, just know that if you ever ask me that question, the Beatles are always, S tier. And then, A tier would be next, and B tier. And, you can just pretty much always assume the Beatles are going to be better than anything else that I listen to. But anyway, so this book is really interesting, and it kind of gives, there's a lot of pictures, and it's really large. It's kind of like a coffee table book. But there's a lot of information about each song that I find very interesting, and I think I'm going to do, a big listening, a big composite listening of all these songs. It would take a long time, so I'll probably have to go chunks. But yeah, there's like stories about the lyrics, there's stories about alternate recordings, there's all the lyrics in here and accompanied by small pictures, but like it is super interesting. It's entitled The Complete Beatles Songs: The Stories Behind Every Track Written by the Fab Four, includes full lyrics for the first time by Steve Turner. And my parents got me that. I'm very excited about it. And yeah, I'm like pumped. I've been trying to get more into the habit of like actively using and like saying that I have used this thing that I own for like everything that I have. So I'm like trying to go through all of the things that I have and be like, I need to use this or get rid of it. You know, like, does that make any sense? I just feel like I have so many nice things in my life. And by nice things, I don't mean like expensive things. Obviously, nothing in my life is terribly expensive per se. Like, I don't have any like Rolex watches or Teslas. But, you know, I have all of these items and like books specifically. I'm thinking of like music or books or clothes or small projects like arts and crafts kinds of things, or my record collection and just kind of like information objects, mainly books and music, written music. And I just want to like actively consume it, you know? It's like, why wouldn't I? I feel like if we all didn't have other like computers or phones or TVs or anything, like that would be the only thing that we would have to do. And it seems like such an ancient practice to like read all the things on your bookshelf and like listen to all the records that you own and like, you know what I mean? Like play through all the music that you have, like all the books that you have. And I know that we have the music that we use, and you know, you might have a songbook that you use frequently that you play out of, that you play a select couple of songs. But I mean like really going through these items as if it was like a the journey was the destination. Like not trying to be like, oh, I'm going to do like a couple things from each one. Like no, like absolutely go through everything. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be interesting? I feel like that's a huge task. Like massive. You know, but like it's good. I feel like that would be a really good thing. Also, I am looking currently for suggestions. A friend of mine, Jonah, if you're listening, Jonah and I had a conversation the other day, and he was talking to me about rap music and hip hop, and he informed me that they are the same thing. I was, for some reason, under the impression that they weren't the same thing, but I believe that they are. That's what he said. So I'm looking for suggestions on new rap music to listen to. I have no, like, qualms with rap music. I just want something that I need like a charcuterie board of music in that genre, because I need to find something that really sparks like a wow moment for me, because that's what really brings me to a genre and exploring more in the genre is like that one track that like really was so inspiring and exhilarating, and I'm like searching for the next one of that. And I just haven't found that really in rap music. And I know a lot of my friends, I'm thinking of Alina now, but I know a lot of my friends are like really into rap and really into like, I don't know, like Kanye and Drake. And I know that one guy who was a really big deal passed away yesterday, I believe it was. He was Doom, MF Doom, I think. Apologies if I'm saying that incorrectly. But I believe he passed away, not yesterday, but it was announced yesterday that he passed away in October. And that kind of I started listening to a couple of his tracks and I did really like it. I think he's an excellent lyricist, and I know that that's something that he's really known for. And I was intrigued by the title that everybody was giving him, or for the most part, it was like, your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Like, that was this guy. He was your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. And that's super interesting to me because, like, why wouldn't it? Like, why is he your favorite rapper's favorite? Like, wow, like, he's a GOAT. That's amazing. And so maybe I'll do a little bit more listening to him. But I want some suggestions, you know? I want people's favorite tunes, favorite people. I know they're not tunes. But favorite people who are making music, and like, maybe I should really just dive into Kanye. Everybody kind of agrees that he's a really unique artist, I think. Is that true? What the heck am I talking about? But if you know what you're talking about and you want to give me some suggestions, let me know, because I do want to explore. And I think my biggest fear in exploring a new genre is like looking at the stuff that is like surface level, you know, and not really seeing the stuff that is people's favorites first, and seeing the surface level stuff and becoming bored with it, or becoming disenchanted by the whole thing. And you know what I mean? You know when you're looking through something and you just kind of see the hits, or like the overplayed things that are like, oh yeah, I kind of already know this a little bit or whatever. And I know that Jonah suggested that I watch a specific Netflix documentary, which I don't have Netflix, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but it was like a whole Netflix documentary series about rap. And that would be interesting. Honestly, I would totes do that if I had Netflix. So perhaps I'll steal somebody's password, or someone will gift it to me. But I also don't have a TV, so don't come for me. Oh gosh. But yeah, you guys, so that's kind of all that's going on right now. Nothing really exciting happening at the moment. I've got to make some dinner. I've got to crack open this bottle of Shiraz. Dave, if you're listening, you know we like a good Shiraz up in here. If Dave ever comes back on the podcast, we'll have to go into detail. We'll have to go into great detail about our experience with Shiraz. Which honestly, that sounds so much worse than it is. It was literally such a harmless event, but like, I have such hilarious memories attached to that. So don't get the wrong idea by any means. If you are not Dave, you don't know what I'm talking about, but like, don't get the wrong idea. It was totally fine. But LOL at Shiraz. And I hope it's a good one. Like, I picked it out, and you know when you're just kind of compelled by something in like the liquor store and you have no idea why, but you just reach for it and you grab it and you're like, okay, this is the one. I love that. I am such a big advocate for like, oh my God, yeah, just like try something new. Like, what, you know, you have to eat and drink something every single day of your life. So you might as well like try something new every once in a while. Like, I hate when people are like, oh yeah, but I don't know, I might not like it. Yeah, you might not. Like, isn't that exciting? Like, you might hate it. But like, you also might really like it, and then that might be like your new favorite thing or whatever. I get it, dude. Like, trust me, it's hard to try new things, but I think it's like Russian roulette. It's hilarious. It's fun. So I hope that this one is good, and if it's not, I'll let you know tomorrow. But we love a good Shiraz. Oh, so good. Yeah, you guys. So I think I'm going to cut this one off a little early, and yeah, I just wanted to say, if you're new to this podcast, or if you're actually listening all the way through on these, props to you, first of all. Good job. I would never expect anybody to actually listen all the way through on these podcasts. This has been a very cathartic experience for me, and I think that just talking through some of my thoughts and my feelings has been really helpful. And I don't post these videos to get attention or to get people to listen to me or to preach to anyone. Like, I am literally just posting these so that I have some small creative outlet in which there's no pressure for it to be perfect. There's no pressure for anything to be exact or to be amazing. It just is. And that's the whole beauty of the project, is like, it just exists, and now it's out there, and now it's real, and those thoughts and those emotions are now documented. And dude, I have not listened to one single one of these podcasts. I don't listen to anything back. I'm not sitting here pining over these thoughts. Like, it's like I'm working out my brain, you know? It's like I'm going to the gym for my brain. Like, I'm just talking about it. For me, is just the way that I can express it. And talking about things with others is a bonus with the podcast. But, you know, it's just kind of one of those things where I've always benefited from talking about something in depth. And I've never benefited from just sitting there and letting it swim around in my brain. Like, it's just not good. So that's why I'm doing this podcast. And if you are listening, I hope that you're getting something out of it, first of all, and you're enjoying it. But I also hope that this podcast might inspire you to do something in your own way, similar to this or not, that is also cathartic for you and is some kind of outlet for you, because that's really what all this is about. And yeah, it's just, you know, I hope that you get something out of this if you're listening and if you have been listening. So just wanted to say that if anyone was here for the first time and skipped to episode 30 and started listening. This is a daily podcast that I pop onto and I just go off about my life. So, also, can you believe that it's episode 30? What the heck? Things are just... We've been doing this podcast, you guys. We've been in this for 30 days straight. And I think that's pretty good. I'm very proud of myself for sticking to it. And I think that there's a level of when I have to post it somewhere, regardless of whether the fact somebody's going to listen to it or look at it, when I have to post it somewhere, that means I have to do it, you know? And if I was just recording these and archiving them somewhere, or if I was just journaling and writing it down in a notebook and then putting the notebook somewhere, there wouldn't be as much pressure for me to post it in a way. I don't know. Perhaps that's a external motivator that is a little bit questionable. But, like, for real, I would not be as motivated to create this kind of... Oh, do you hear those fireworks? That totally got rid of my train of thought. Yeah, I was talking about motivation for posting things. But if I was just, like, recording things into my notes on my phone, like, or my voice memos, it wouldn't be the same, because there's something about having an audience and having people listening to you that your brain, or my brain, I don't know about yours, girl, I do not know your brain, but, like, my brain kind of goes through this cycle of, you know, I have to mull it over and I have to make it cohesive and I have to make a sentence and I have to complete the thought before it comes out. And then that's the whole podcast. It's like me actually creating full thoughts that are not just spiraling in circles in my brain for nothing. They have to really be born and then advance in some way. Does this make any sense at all? Oh my God. Oh Lord. But anyway, so that's what's been going on. That's the podcast if you're new here. It has been a really interesting 30 episodes. And if you like this podcast and you want to support it and you want to subscribe, feel free to do so. Obviously, there's no pressure. Like the video if you want, and comment if you have any of the suggestions that I mentioned previously. I would love to read your suggestions because, girl, I appreciate your feedback and I appreciate your opinions, okay? So yeah, that's the podcast, you guys. I'm going to cut it off here. Goodbye. I'm just kidding. If you're listening to this in the morning or the afternoon or the evening or the night, hope it's a good one. And okay, bye for real. Love you, mean it.